Hello, this is old Mr. Kent of MrKent.com. In my last video, I was warning people about an issue I had with my Tripltek 8 tablet, which just turned itself off in the middle of a flight. And so I decided on the next day I would go out and test it, and I ran it for 25 minutes and until it was down to, about just a hair more than 10% to see if I could get the same result as I had previously. By the way, it looks like the tornado got the roof on that house a little bit. Well, anyway, so that's what I'm doing, and I had lots of comments on the previous video. I'll have to put some pictures in here. I went to the air data and download the KLM files. There was a file there for the first half of the flight, and then there was a file for the second half of the flight. This is what the first half of the flight looks like. As you can see, I took off and I flew over, and I went down I followed the road heading west, and then where the line ends, that's where the Tripltek turned itself off for some reason. And so then the second, when I turned it back on, for somehow the air data knows where I took off, but it doesn't track me as I came back home. So anyway, I also lost the screen recording, because when it shuts itself off, you lose everything. And so there's no way to know for sure what happened, and there's no way that I could predict it or anything. It just shut itself down. So I'm hoping this isn't going to happen ever again, and so that's what I'm doing this morning, is I'm just testing it out. And so if I can think of anything else, I don't know, but I've got this. I've cut pieces out of this, and I've got it running at 2 times speed, just to give you something to look at here, because I make what I'm doing is I'm testing it. But there's that house's roof again. That doesn't look too good. And when we had it was a little tornado, but boy, it was shaking our house, our little house that my son added to his shop. It was vibrating. Pictures on the wall were shaking around. It was no fun to be in. And it only lasted for, I don't even think it lasted more than 30 seconds or so as it came over. But it was pretty scary. Well, as long as I'm just flying around, why don't I tell you another story about things that have gone on in my life. And in the last video that I was telling a story, I had gone to work for Walmart. I worked there from 2000 until 2004, and they treated me really nice, and I enjoyed working there. I had a lot of fun. But as time went by, first of all, I got old enough to get Social Security, so that gave me about $1,000 a month. And and then also, as I have told you in the past, I set up a website for my students to practice their typing. And then the website, over a period of time, became well known to a lot of people. And so I had lots and lots and lots of hits on it, which with my Google ads earned me quite a bit of money. In fact, there were several months where I made over $2,000 just off of my typing tests and so forth. And then 1 month, I actually made over $3,000. So with my Social Security and with the money coming in from my website, I thought, you know what? I don't know why I don't just quit this Walmart job, because I had enough coming in. And another thing that was going on with Walmart is if you want to be a manager, you just tell them you want to be a manager, and they'll let you be a manager if you go through their training. And some people want to be a manager, but they don't have a clue on how to treat people, And then other people that they decide to be a manager, and they actually smart enough to know how to treat the people they're taking care of. Well, anyway, so we had a store manager who started bringing in people that for managers, in the store, assistant managers and so forth. And there were some that were really Uh, well, I'll just put it this way. If you go to my website, mrkent.com, I have a customer service course there. And I used to have it a little more difficult to take. You couldn't take the second day. I think it's a 5-day course or 10-day course or something. I haven't looked at it for years, but anyway, it used to be that you couldn't go to the second day unless you passed the test on the first day. But I took all that out. You can go there if you want to learn about customer service. The reason that I know about customer service is because when I was teaching at the computer school, that was one of the courses that the students took. They had to take it. It was part of their curriculum. And they, because it was a computer school, I was teaching people how to use the computer. And we had a lot of people that said, I don't know why I have to take customer service if I'm just going to be working on a computer. And I would tell them that computer is going to belong to somebody that you're going to have to deal with. And so I guess that answered the question. But anyway, so, I taught the customer service course and got a lot of information out of their textbooks and all that. So I put all those thoughts together on my website and put up a customer service course. Well, unfortunately, the managers that Walmart was hiring to come into that store and most of them were assistant managers and so forth, or department managers, or area managers and things like that. And we had a few area managers that just made you not want to go to work the next day. So anyway, with my income from my website, with the income from Social Security, I don't remember, it was April, I think, of 2004, I turned in my resignation and quit working for Walmart. And that was actually the last place I ever worked for, full time. And so as it turned out, then as time went by, I had an opportunity to make extra money teaching building websites for people and doing things with computers, and it was just kind of a fun way, and I kind of enjoyed that. And so that was pretty much my life at that time, and for a few years there. And then as time went by, instead of people sitting down at a computer to send email, the cell phone industry took over, and people were not sitting down at their computer to send an email. They were sending the email from their cell phone. So they really didn't need to know how to type. So some schools stopped teaching typing because nobody wanted to take the course because they didn't need to know how to type, they thought. And so it just got to be where I wasn't getting a whole lot of hits on my website. And of course, then the income goes down. So as it turns out, for several years I made several $100s a month, and everything was fine. And then it got down to where I think now I make $300 or $400 a month, and that's good, and it helps with Social Security. And so Lord provides, and I'm doing fine. My wife, of course, she retired. Well, I'm not going to get into the details, but she's retired. She used to work at a bank, and so. Anyway, so we're both retired, and now my son has us living out here with him. By the way, the other day, this gate was open because the UPS lady said somebody opened it and the horse could have gotten out. We don't know who did it, but there's locks on both gates now. That's my bicycle lock. I just put it on there, and so they won't be able to pull that gate open. So anyway, so right now I'm unemployed, retired, living with my son, and enjoy making videos, and editing videos is a lot of fun too. And I appreciate the fact that you're watching them. So I want to thank you for watching the videos that I put up, and God bless.